The light seemed to disappear, and when it did, I felt alone. But I wasn't. Shadows kept me company. They were a constant reminder of the light that I once knew. Shadows can't exist without light. They're the things that only appear when the light is blocked. Faded remnants of a darkness I once embraced. I had welcomed it at one time with fleeting thoughts. It's not so bad. I can forget. Nobody has to know. The shadows stretched out behind me and clung to my heels no matter where I walked. And the light I saw in others only made the shadows behind me feel stronger. They came with voices, sometimes loud screams that felt almost unbearable, but most of the time they were whispers, seething voices that lingered in my mind that nothing could cover. No amount of distraction, no amount of busyness, no amount of noise could cover those whispers in my mind. I let them shackle me. Regret, shame, guilt, disgust, hopelessness. And using those shackles, they guided me along to the steady chant. You're not like them anymore. You cannot move on. You do not deserve to. They led me to my prison, and in my hopelessness, I did not resist. I merely crawled into the corner, closed my eyes, and let them slam the door. I thought about the light sometimes, the joy I had felt and the warmth it brought. The memories of the light soon began to fade, as if they had slipped through the cracks in the walls, desiring to go back to where the light actually was. I grew numb. The shackles that had once felt so foreign against my skin grew familiar, and I adjusted to the weight that they brought, to the point where I couldn't recall what it was like to move with ease. Weeks turned into months, and months turned into years, and soon the walls that had trapped me were no longer my prison, but my home. And the longer I stayed there, the more my voice began to sound like theirs. And they stopped having to rattle my cage to cause ringing in my ears, for I started to do that for them. Sometimes I would struggle. I would imagine that I ripped at this flesh that controlled me, and from it wings would burst, and I would soar above this weight that crushed me. Oh, that I would have wings like a bird, and I would fly away. I was a caged songbird that desperately wanted to sing again, but all I did was bash myself against the bars of my own mind until I was too bruised and weak to move, and in that weakness I merely fall back into my comfortable hopelessness once again. My memories of the darkness, the locks on my cage. I looked for a key that would make them disappear. For as long as they existed, I could never leave. I found and tried a couple different keys. I tried escapes, I tried forgetting, and I tried anger. And all of those keys broke in the locks. And for a while, I thought I would never leave. For a while, I thought this darkness had become my destiny. And then one day I realized that those locks were merely a distraction from the fact that I could open the door and walk out, following the voice calling, "It is finished." I stumbled on my way out. The shadows screamed and knocked me over, for they knew that if I wanted to, I could leave. They said more lies, and they said them louder than ever before. But that single breath declaring, "It is finished," continued to be louder than them all. Some might think that my eyes were weakened by the darkness witnessed so long, that I would no longer recognize the light. My time spent there only makes the light I walk towards brighter, for I know of the darkness and hopelessness that I deserve, but that I am called to dance and delight in the light.